In the upcoming year, we anticipate that Nvidia's stock will at least treble. How do you feel about this? I mean it. I must admit that I missed Nvidia. Even though I knew it would gain power, I chose not to. I removed my chips from the table far too soon. It's an incredible competition to be the most valuable corporation on the planet. Additionally, they still have a lot of options. Instead of merely selling chips, they may develop their own platform plays, right? They have a lot of opportunities. Is it at its height, in your opinion? Do you believe it will keep expanding? Is it possible to interfere? I am aware that Liquid AI, one of my investments, is collaborating closely with Intel on a new chip type that may be orders of magnitude quicker. How do you feel about Nvidia? We did, therefore, enjoy a nearly 100-fold gain in Nvidia, just like you. The split stock is currently trading at $410 after rising from about 40 cents to $40. Additionally, we still own it in one of our more specialist portfolios, which is primarily focused on AI. However, we believe that a $3 trillion corporation has gross margins in the mid-70s, while its cloud customers, which are its largest clients, have lower gross margins. That is an extremely focused clientele. We're going to do that. The hyperscalers have a history of saying when they see the economics flowing to their suppliers, we ought to do it. We are capable of doing it. They have a lot of money. Nvidia is a remarkable tale. Jensen Huang and his crew deserve all the accolades. Additionally, they are attempting to transition from being primarily a hardware firm to becoming more of a software and platform company. Will the competitive climate now permit that? The hyperscalers, as I indicated, are all creating their own chips, correct? Some of them are more all-purpose, while others, like Tesla, which I would classify as a hyperscaler, are creating their own chips. One Nvidia chip has already been removed from its vehicles, and with Dogo, I believe it will eventually verticalize entirely. By the way, that's Elon's play all the time, don't you think? He verticalizes all the time. He did that in SpaceX, after all. I recall talking to him in the early days of Falcon 1, and he said, "It's ridiculous pricing," and he was furious with the supplier. Figure out how to build it ourselves is his first response, isn't it? As soon as someone's margins are excessively large. Yes, exactly. And what transpired during an earnings call a few quarters ago, Elon stated, building a chip is really hard. We know that he was attempting to acquire additional Nvidia GPUs. Very difficult. We might succeed now, but the chances are slim. And it's really difficult. Then, a few quarters later, he not only has all the chips he needs, but he also donates some from Tesla to X. I'm sure it was legal, and I know how it worked. This now raises the issue of supply and demand. I believe what we're witnessing with AI. I'd love to hear your opinion, Peter. And Palantir tells us about this. Palantir is teaching us how much effort and planning these big businesses will need to put in order to transition into the AI era. Additionally, all of these businesses serve big businesses. What must they accomplish? The initial step in their setup process is to aggregate their data, which includes data from many locations. Many of their data's whereabouts are unknown to them. Combine it, tidy it up, include it, and meticulously outline workflows. What we're witnessing at the moment is that the cycle is somewhat unpredictable. The economic cycle is the cycle in question. In certain areas, the consumer is exhibiting indications of serious vulnerability. As a result, businesses are saying, all right, we need to make this strategic choice and will invest a lot of resources in it. However, let us ensure that we are adequately prepared. They're in serious trouble. This reminds me a lot of Macy's, JCPenney, and Toys R Us. The little players who are born AI first, digital first, etc., are going to lose, in my opinion. I believe there will be a lot of that in the end. We're betting on that. Our focus is on genuinely disruptive innovation. The market isn't betting that way at the moment. I believe that the market is placing its bets on what is known and safe. They're not prepared to take the risk. Yes, it's merely the momentum from their old way of thinking. Furthermore, they haven't yet noticed the disturbance. They've never seen it. Yes, and in the event of any disruption, let's say we have this strategic reset, halt, etc. We are likely dealing with an excess of supply in comparison to demand, and I'm referring to GPUs and their application. But because this is so significant, that will be a moment in time. Additionally, we are witnessing the funding of numerous businesses in the private markets that are going to develop something novel, intriguing, distinctive, provocative, and contentious. There, did you adopt a good stance? Yes, we have a little venture fund, after all. It's growing. Now it's about $65 million. We're thrilled to be on the cap table, and we took a nice little slug for the amount of that fund. Yes, then. We've been thinking, oh my gosh, Google is in danger here, as we've been analyzing foundation models. Because we can get straight to whatever we're looking for. Who wants to link to anything anymore? So, and Apple also took a bit of a risk with it. The apps, well, perhaps we don't need to utilize them. The developers might not be required to pay that tax. We can travel wherever we want, ask for what we want, and get it precisely as we want with ChatGPT and other apps. That's oversimplifying things. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe it has been verified that Google paid Apple $2 billion to be the default search. Thus, it is true that the entire globe is being. People won't really get how the traditional world will be upended, in my opinion. I concur. I'd adore Google, and the whole search engine sector at the moment. I've loved the teams there for 20 years. I am familiar with them. They have sponsored X Prize and been partners. In the beginning, Sergey Larry and Eric Schmidt were major underwriters of X Prize. Larry is also on our board. Additionally, they have a cash machine that has enabled them to expand Waymo and acquire amazing businesses. However, that will be seriously jeopardized. My AI won't look at advertisements if I tell it to listen, go buy me all my stuff. What makes someone smile for toothpaste is irrelevant. All it knows is my genetic makeup. It is able to determine which toothpaste will be most effective for my teeth while not for others. Therefore, with AI involved, the dominance of the advertising sector will be challenged. Of course. Believe it or not, we are already witnessing Bing beginning to increase its market share. Because of OpenAI, it is really fascinating. Then there is Apple. Again, there is a reorganization of the guards. Are they the true winners, though? In any case, I believe that the world we are envisioning will be very different from the one we currently inhabit. However, based on the behavior of the equities markets, you wouldn't know that. Are you sick of paying a lot of money to access exclusive content? We'll take care of you. Visit our website to view more than 5,000 collections of the best models. You won't have to pay for premium material when you work with us. Unlimited entertainment at your fingertips, with no more ongoing fees. Why spend extra money? Select us now to avoid worrying about future subscriptions. Tell me if you require any other adjustments.